off right there. Let me bring it up here. Make sure we are actually going live. Because you never know if it's Spectrum or we're on the Spectrum or we're going to flake out like we are. But we are back here live at twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horsemen. Coming in hot, getting Sal fired up off camera like I like to do it. Stevie looks like he got his 9th workout and 3rd sauna shot in of the day in GGP. Man, he is worn out from carrying all this gold around, man. He's got 3 big belts to world champion defend against the best in the country. And you know me, I'm just kicking it out here like 1988 senior year, Garvey High. Now all the guys are corny, but the girls are mad fly. Lounging with Stevie, cooling with Sal, scoping out the honeys. We know who they are. Was the b-ball playing, fly rhyme saying, fly girl getting, but never was I sweating. And we're not sweating it here tonight, infidels. If there's an asteroid hurtling towards us, or if you don't have your tickets for the Corey Feldman Stooge Report, you'll get it here at the Conspiracy Horsemen. Yalla! Ha 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 ha. I blew myself up there, man. That Fife Dog, Strictly Butter, just trying to get my lips moving. And I get it moving around this. I think I hear myself. I got it up there. Get my lips around this drink as I introduce my co-host, 4 Strong, Big Salala. Welcome back, man.
Thanks. That's about it.
Thank you, guys. Great show.
Good night, everyone.
There's snow. I know you're happy about Infamer. There's snow for you to go out and put your feet in. And
where?
Really, you guys don't have it? I got
Not here, dude.
I got about 3 feet in my front yard.
No. I was out on the back porch all day, man. Nothing.
No, man.
Nope.
Well, you can come on up here and play in the snow if you want to. We got some left.
Fuck yeah.
GGP was just up here in the snow, and he kept it icy as we went over in the main event at Immortal, and now the Horsemen are running the show. Thanks to GGP bringing home the Immortal World Heavyweight Championship, man. It was good being out there with you.
Well, thank you for having my back and keeping those derelicts on the other side and keeping Sean Carr at bay. So can't do it without my Horseman brothers.
You want to break kayfabe and talk about the story or not? I think it's
what story? How we had to pitch the angle to get everything done.
Well, not that. We gotta keep Fabe on. Keep Fabe on that you're the master politicker. But that's why we run it. That's why we rep the NFO. That's why we rep all the top shirts at ProWrestlingTees.com.
Oh, you mean concussion?
Yeah.
Concussion car.
Concussion car. I got horse kicked. But before we do that, I gotta, obviously bring in the man in blue. How's it going, dude? You been in the sauna 3-4 hours, California raisin style, or what? What's going on?
I was getting yelled at for 3 or 4 hours after I left.
Yeah.
I also have a bit of a mental issue, working out before events. Whether she's like, you're going to PAX East and you're training like you're going to wrestle. You're not going to take your shirt off. And my answer wasn't so great. I said, how do you know that?
What's PAX East, dude? Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Not hand sanitizer and deodorant. That doesn't really happen.
No, that doesn't happen at PAX East. No, and showers. Not a lot of showers going on there.
What's PAX East?
It's gaming and shit.
Here comes the bookie monster. He's like, how do I get on this? How do I take that title? How do I get the PAX East title? I'm Northeastern champion. I'm this champion. Well, how do I get the PAX? What's that mean?
All you have to do, this is most important. Imagine going to a wrestling convention, except smellier. Smellier, and people are more unimpressed by what you do. That's the top.
Sounds
That's
good.
Exactly what it's going to be.
Sounds like a good time.
Stevie, there is a good chance when you come home that you're going to be ill. You're going to come home with con crud, which will give you a cough and it'll give you runny nose and you'll have just a horrible time. Not quite sick, but sick.
Boy, that was an uplift. Welcome back, guys.
No, this is all. Listen, I'm just telling you. All fist bumps, no shaking hands.
All right.
All fist bumps. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. And then wipe. Hey, buddy. Wipe.
Or just wear gloves.
Wear rubber gloves. Be Dr. Stevie and fist bump everybody.
That's it.
Well, I'm hoping to meet a lot of video game developers and stuff like that, because there was a potential when I was doing the SmackDown versus Raw games to do some outside voice acting, which WWE was awesome about not letting me do. But I'm going to try to revisit that and see if I can get some voiceover work with them. So I'll be doing my little boogeyman. What? Hold on a second, dude. I'll be.
Oh, I thought he said he was going to go to the convention and talk to people on how to put together a game cabinet or something. I don't know.
You should definitely talk to Penny Arcade.
Hold on a second. The microphone will be off camera.
What?
Go ahead.
Oh, I called you out because you're over here. Yeah, like I was like, how do you know you're not? I'm like, you loser, you didn't say that.
Wow.
You're like, I'm sorry.
Oh.
He said it inside his head.
I said it now.
Well, you know, I'll be
Love you too.
honest, man. You're 6 feet under
Yeah, that's what I said.
thrown under the bus and buried.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then I told her.
Oh, well, we all get caught with our pants down once in a while. It's
Can we call your wife Debo now?
Up against the door.
she'll pay for that later. Oh man, but it's good to be 4 strong. After last week, we had a.
That too.
Does she want to take your spot? She comes in hot with the kick.
I want to see a frying pan come from off screen.
She's got to know the
She's got a lot of
secret.
errands to do right outside the door in the little hallway.
She's gonna come right up behind him and fucking microblade, fucking zing 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 zing.
So anyway, PAX East is going to be. It's gonna. The only thing is that I don't like about it is, man, I really honestly, and it's not because she's right outside. I really honestly hate being away, on the road, away from home. 1 day away is a lot. This is 4 days away.
Where is it?
Or Boston.
Yeah.
Oh, make sure you bring a jacket.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have
Might
it.
be
I mean,
chilly
but
up
inside
there.
it's going to be warm. I'll bring a change of clothes for that.
All the heat you're gonna get.
Hazmat suit.
But yeah, we got some big heat closing out the show at Immortal. Main event as always. But man, we were out there, you know, and GGP and I have been through a lot in the last year. And the last 2 years, we've taken titles. I think we're the longest reigning dynasty tag team champions in the history of the planet. And then
I think we built a dynasty with those
that's right. And then we built Immortal on top of a dynasty. So on the corpse of a 2CW, but it is where it is right now, baby, because of us. And it was a great main event. Sean Carr, Kentucky Thoroughbred winner of the Triple Crown versus Robo. I always bust his balls about looking like a horse. But and versus our guy GGP. And you know, we did what we had to do. But Robo is you know, a grade A performer. Looks like $1 million. GGP, you know, we're gonna do.
You're
our
just saying
thing.
that because you don't want him kicking you in the head.
Yeah, so that was the thing. Carr takes a big kick. Pow! It looked fine. It looked fine to me. Carr hits the ground, rolls out. I go over to start shit stomping. I stand over him. Dude, Tweety Bird's like above his head. He goes, "Oh, Hameen, I'm knocked out." I go, "What?" "What, Carr?" I fucking clap my hands. I go, "Carr." He goes, "I think I got knocked out." He's like, I go, "Okay, stay right here, man." He's like, all right. He starts climbing over to the fucking railing. He comes up. You know, I've been working with Carr since 2012. 2CW, the guy is one of the best in the Northeast.
Oh, yeah.
He's
one of my favorite opponents.
Phenomenal, dude. Phenomenal performer.
Speaking of which, on that note, in the chat room, Troy with some hits.
Well, Troy with some hits. Thanks, Troy.
Yeah.
So Carr's pulling himself up on the railing. I go over to put the choke on him. I'm like, "You all right, man? I'll kill you. You all right?" You know? And he's like, "I don't know. All right." Yeah. He's like, he starts to get back to the ring for the spot. I give everybody the Iggy, the ref, the cameraman to tell, you know, everybody sideburns in there. And fucking Carr gets up on the apron. I look at him. I go look right at him. I go, "No, I mean nothing." I go, "Carr, give me a thumbs up if you're all right." He looks right at me. He goes, fucking, I think he meant to do thumbs up, but dude, he didn't know what the fuck was going on. Got in right there, and the finish was dope, man. Everything worked, but it was just like, holy shit. And you know, when GGP got reconned and his shoulder was out, that was a different scenario. But dude, it was just like a cartoon, man. I gave him the test backstage and everything. You know, I don't think he was too concussed. He just got that jaw snap and the lights went out real quick. You know what I mean? And you don't know what happened.
What's with guys from Kentucky, man? The Kentucky nicknames, they all go out.
Yeah, the stud.
You remember the cover up? What?
Yeah. Done. Yeah, I bust cars in the ring and he's getting heat on. I go, that's a horse of a different color now, isn't it? Mule kick him. After the show, you can ride him around the ring for an extra $10. Like, I do whatever to try and pop him. But, you know, that's car, man. That's just me getting my heat. But that was an interesting main event, man, for sure, on a long show, which I had to agent, and I haven't done that since OVW, agent a card kind of from top to bottom. It was nice to let GGP and Robo and Carr do their thing and just know what my shit was. Like, here's where we need you. That's it. I was like, fine, because I got to go take care of some kindergartners right now. You know, but
he was wearing the leather trench coat and everything, dude. You should have seen him backstage.
Oh shit! Did he have the baseball cap on and everything?
Yeah, he had he was standing in gorilla.
Listen up, god damn it! Everybody's gonna stick to their times. Your times mean entrances included. God damn it. But yeah, it was a good time, man. And now here we are, post-wrestling, back at it, Conspiracy Horsemen, guys. The long, short intro. We got a couple things to cover right out of the gate. You want to do general neutral messaging, or you want to get right to the stories, boys?
Let's do some messaging.
Okay.
First. We'll go to the main event.
All right, calling it right out of the gate here.
Oh, you guys might be cool. You might pop for this. On the NFO yesterday, we had author John Jackson Miller, who wrote the Kenobi novel and wrote a New Dawn novel. Also wrote a few Star Trek novels that are coming out that are supposed to be tying in with the CBS Access. So it was a good little show we did last night.
Cool. Yeah. Good, man. Yeah, I like being, it strokes my ego almost a little bit too much, but I like, even though I get a lot of extra chat pop-ups, seeing the NFO chat or Impact Attack or Light the Fuse or with Horsemen, like, I like to see that everybody's just working together, man. That gets me pumped up to, like, keep going through the day. Benefits of Proton Mail versus Gmail from Wave 528 at Proton Mail, Sal. Good afternoon, Horsemen. I figure the most likely to shed some light on this subject would be Big Sal. Can any of you give us a brief breakdown on why listeners should consider Proton Mail as the U.S. society moves towards the surveillance and data mining, and any VPN that you would recommend, such as Proton VPN or Gore a VPN, works or helps? Thank you, gentlemen. Sent from Proton Mail Mobile. Sal, did you send this just to set yourself up or not?
I did not.
What does 538 mean?
528, Wave 528. I'm not sure.
Wave 528.
Troy with some more hits. Thank you, buddy.
5 and 2 is 7. 7 plus 8 is shit.
Audi 420 with 25 hits, 2 bits.
Oh, and it's 15, and then 5 plus 1 is 6, and there's 3 of them on your shirt. That's it, baby truther. You got it.
That's it.
Okay, just for the sheer amount of Proton Mail, you can pick the level of security you want when you start up your account. So obviously, you go 16-bit security or higher. No hacks, never been attacked,
no Sandman,
never been broken into, never been compromised.
Pew, pew, pew.
He's so proud of him. He's so proud of himself too. Look at that smile. He's so happy. After he got shut down by the old lady, he had to get some
your
heat
shots
back.
in somewhere.
Yeah,
well, it's like a Mac. I'll bury Mac because so many little people use it.
Is she off camera feeding him lines now too? Like you.
Wow! Look at that. They're tagging. They're tagging on you. The atheists. Look at that. The Atheist Express.
That's it, man.
Come on, hold on. Hot tag to Buddy Christ. Come on. Hot tag.
No, he's in that crowded AEW.
Yeah, he's already got a tag partner in Scooby Dork.
This time Jesus is back and he's a little bit more selfish. He's got to get his shit in.
Yeah, man. From your favorite.
Sal, I'm sorry.
Wait,
I don't know what we're talking.
Did he win the match with a? Did they win the match with a crucifix pin?
Crucifix pin?
You didn't see any of this shit?
The
No, I didn't watch
Resurrection
it.
Splash.
All right.
I just watched Splash. That's so weird.
37 custom toys with the bits. Thanks, Briz.
So Proton Mail. I really want to know this because Gmail is starting to become a real dog with spam and all that
Well,
stuff.
stay on it. No, hang out there. Everybody's on it. What's the next one, Ben? What do we got?
Well, I mean, if you're going to have a free Masonic email system, Gmail is the one to be on. I think we have 4 or 5 accounts on it now. And if you use Chrome, they have everything in your life and can predict everything now AI-wise. But Proton Mail, VPNs, I don't know, VPNs were hot, and then they kind of got weird to like watch through to protect your IP address. And that was almost before the torrent boom. And then torrents they pretty much beat the shit out of torrents. There's some things you can get, but streaming sites with put lockers and vid2do or powervid.nets and these switchable quick sites where they can just get rid of a URL and update a URL from .to to .info to .your mama's asshole if they want to, and it'll still come up and do a jump link to it, and these shows get uploaded. So there's no way they're ever going to beat the true hackers and streamers who aren't going to play the Spectrum game, which is just for your grandparents. But if you're talking about encryption, does Proton Mail really provide you with that level of anonymity?
So far, we haven't had any problems with it.
Okay. Is the interface sexy?
It's pretty much simple, like everything else. Nothing that that's gonna flip your wig and be like, oh shit, this is the new one. It's your email. It's like
there's no like included apps and things like that. How Gmail?
The fuck do you need that shit for? This is for your email. This is send here to, and then send it back. What else? Your email. That's it.
I got you. I'm just asking, just trying to clarify the difference in product.
Sorry, guys, I got them. It triggered them.
Welcome.
I'm signing
back.
up for Proton Mail right now.
And you too can change the reality of the Mandela effect every time you sign up for a Proton Mail account.
That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping I just get the fucking corporate account that if I get enough of you stooges to sign up, they'll fucking just be like, all right, here you go, buddy.
They'll invite you to. He gets to do the Dance of Shiva 2021 at the next ritual.
You know what, dude? Fucking posers like me needs every angle they possibly can to get in.
Well, did you guys hear about the new Mandela effect that just dropped recently? Sal's dead like 2 or 3 times, like 2008.
Yeah. I passed. This will be the second or third time. My memorial show is on the 21st of March, and unfortunately, Stevie won't even be there to represent because his shoulder's blown out.
Yeah, I've suffered so many injuries, and everybody just...
He won't be joining his BWO brethren to do my tribute show.
No, but miraculously, that injury is only good in the tri-state area because in Louisiana, I'm 100% and I'm cleared. So the commission cleared me. I wanted to say this too about oh geez, I completely forgot already.
Well, speaking of Louisiana, shout out to Luke Hawks and PJ Hawks for debuting on NWA and doing phenomenal. They look like superstars on that whole circle square thing.
Dude, they blew up the internet last week, right? It was a very interesting discussion on Conan and Disco where they all got respect for Luke and PJ, knowing that he's a legit worker but they're stuntmen. And then the argument of, okay, we get that you guys are more trained to do a spot like that and you're trying to go viral and you're working the internet and it's smart business for your brand, but does that set a precedent for dumb fucks who I have to try and wrangle in the openers who want to do that left and right now because they saw PJ get ESPN coverage, over 1 million views in 2 or 3 days, retweets from celebrities.
Let it happen.
Like, wait till somebody's crippled and in a wheelchair because of that.
If that's the case, man, then we shouldn't be doing anything. Because if we're gonna worry about what other people are gonna do when they watch us do what we do, then we're never going to get a chance to do anything. I mean, I can't even go in the sauna now for 3 hours before a show because I'm afraid someone's going to give me heat. You know what I mean? Like,
so let me ask, what would have happened if a young Mick Foley did not jump off of his garage?
I agree.
Or
they were worried.
Or if a young Jimmy Snuka didn't jump off the cage.
Seems like we got a bit war going on with 37 custom toys and Troy here in the chat room. I like it. Yeah, I like that shit. Good shit, pal.
I was going to say, this is what I was going to say, that And somehow you think you've died a lot, Sal. I'm not going to one up you, but for some reason, I've had the unfortunate thing of dying in the same hotel twice in Detroit, Michigan, by the airport. The days in, because if I did, the first time I got killed there, I was like, man, I'm just going to rebook because I
How did you go? How did you go?
I was just found dead under mysterious. Well, on Wikipedia, I was under mysterious circumstances the first time.
Wait a minute. No. I put autoerotic asphyxiation in that Wikipedia, not mysterious circumstances. Who changed it?
The second time was natural causes, and this was 2004. Natural causes.
That's the best one.
Natural
causes.
So that was 16 years ago. So at
what natural cause? What was the natural cause that killed you?
Just
working for Vince and listening to scumbags all day.
That was it.
That would kill anybody.
He was in the room with Raven.
Sorry, you're not too over to die of natural causes there, sure.
No, you can't die of natural causes. You got to die of MSG causes.
I got a follower on Facebook. I know that.
From GGP's favorite, Hans. Welcome back, Ben. Hey guys, how was the Benhamas? Did you get your batteries recharged for WrestleMania season? Fuck no. Ready for some serious sign pointing for 12 straight weeks? Nope. Since listening to you guys, it's hard to believe most anything we get fed by the MSM. I grew up a Showtime Lakers fan, Magic and Kareem, then Shaq and Kobe. I do not feel like there was some foul play. That being said, why was this chopper allowed to go up when local law enforcement grounded theirs? It happened night after LeBron passed him third for all-time points. Larry Johnson brought that up but did not elaborate. There was a tweet from someone 4 or 5 years ago saying Kobe will die in a chopper crash, and the last gem Ben put up with a cartoon of Kobe going down. Did he know something about Hillary? Was this a sacrifice? Are these real coincidences, Stevie? I did like that cunt on Twitter. Felicia could not fucking wait to get her Me Too movement shit in, dropping the link to Kobe's Colorado rape case. She got suspended, then fired. Mad respect to you, Ben, trying to make some coin off that shit. I saw the vinyls. Nobody bought the vinyl. I still got it right here. KOBE radio cut. That one of the worst songs ever created, and a rare vinyl is still on eBay now. One thing for certain is that Triple Game WrestleMania diet is legit. Shane O'Mac survived his chopper crash. Good day, gents. We didn't really get into the Kobe thing. There is plenty of strange and unusual predictive programming. There is a Hillary investment tie-in. And also from the helicopter pilot saying it was strange that this helicopter pilot would speed up to the speed he did in a fog and took a strange pattern as well, which lends to some kind of maybe interference where it was out of his controls. We have this as a 9/11 conspiracy as well. I don't know. We go around the horn. Who wants it first?
I don't think I understood the question.
I think, is the Kobe thing a conspiracy or is it really just a crash? Is there a hit here? I mean, right after that, we see LeBron stuff too, where he's going right afterwards, right after this shit, right? And throwing up Illuminati hand signals with 666 and pyramids and just, they say passing of the torch. Here we are at Luciferianism again. There's plenty here that on the far Russian vids end of the spectrum that plays into a video to tie together that is just more than can't ignore it, Man.
GGP, get him.
No, you had to say his fucking name. Now Twitter's gonna blow up.
Just no sell. Just no. It's that easy.
Anyhow, it was just a crash, dude. It was just a crash. I'm pretty sure Kobe's like the helicopter guy probably like, yo, we can't fly. Yo, man, I'll give you 10 grand. You just go through the fog right now. I need to get to where I need to go. By yesterday. All right, sir, whatever. And it happens. Who knows? We weren't there. It's all speculation. As far as, oh no, Shaq passed him third time scorer, so they had to take him out. No, dude, that had nothing to do with it. That's the most ridiculous thing. That's almost as ridiculous saying that Kevin Sullivan killed Benoit's and Benoit's kid, son and wife for revenge. Come on, dude. Ridiculous.
Benoit's kid had a son?
I said Benoit, his son, and then I said Benoit's
There was a comma.
Kid.
There's a comma in there.
Listen, you don't go after me, man. I had your back. JC,
I want to after you. I asked you a question.
Don't let me tell your wife. I'm gonna tell your wife to lock the door in the sauna so you can fucking burn down dinner.
Wow.
Oh, if you have any complaints, you can always email me, steverichards@proton.mail.
It doesn't.
Good man.
It doesn't really matter if he gets locked in there. Those sauna doors break so goddamn easily. It'd be one.
What breaks more, the sauna doors or the cabinets for the video games? I don't know.
Oh shit.
Still intact.
Stevie, go ahead, man.
I think he super started. I've been on plenty of group flights where the company was like, we don't care what the weather is, take off. We got to get to the next show. We got to get here. I think he just told the guy who's his full-time helicopter pilot, we got to get there. And maybe this has been done 10, 20, 100 times before, because they've been flying this copter back and forth everywhere for decades. Has to be at least 10, 15 years. Ever since he came out to LA, he was flying that copter for workouts, for training, for practice. And now with his kids, you have to think the odds are that he's done this pretty regularly. And this was the time that got him.
Yeah. Did we all ever take the cab ride from the airport where you're like, look, I'm late, I got to get there, and the guy's like, got you, bro.
Yeah.
You tell him you're going to be at a wrestling show, and he's like, I'll get you there, and he jumps up on curbs and does all kinds of shit to get you there. It happens, and again, this just didn't work out well.
But Stevie, let me go back to you. Do you think in the conspiracy, maybe put a percentage on it or what have you, with all the other stuff that we laid out, that predictive programming, the torch pass, the Illuminati stuff with these guys, the high level money that is in LA itself, investments that supposedly were strange as well. I think there was like a pharmaceutical investment.
There was a lawsuit for the Mamba, some kind of Black Mamba marketing thing.
So, who owns what? Do you think this is, or is this legit? You got a 1 in 1,700 chance of crashing in a helicopter, and his number came up, or is there something more to this possibly?
Well, before we go down to the percentage route, let's look at the facts first. And the facts is he didn't drive anywhere. He took a helicopter to go to the local store down the road. This guy took his helicopter everywhere. So his probability of going down in a copter is a lot greater than the four of us, because we don't fly in helicopters on a consistent basis.
Yeah, but your number's up. Like those people in Hawaii, they just they dumped 7 people and they were all dead in Hawaii on a go see the fucking beauty of the volcanoes and shit. And then,
What are you talking about?
In Hawaii, one of those you pay $350 and the family gets on a helicopter tour to go see the volcanoes and the jungles and shit, and they dumped one of them motherfuckers in the ocean, and see, you wouldn't want to be. Everybody was dead too. So, I don't know. I totally get that if you do it more, your odds are increased, sure, but
But that's also why that cartoon came about, Ben. They made a joke about him crashing in a helicopter because he took a helicopter everywhere. That's like having a cartoon of the president, crashing in an airplane,
the Beast,
Air Force One, and then if it happens, it's predictive programming. No, man, it's common sense. The president doesn't fly coach. He don't fly first class Delta. He doesn't get Sky Miles. He flies in Air Force One. So they just took something that was factual and they satired it. You know better than anybody else. There's nothing more funnier than exaggerated reality. You know what I'm saying? Coming from your roots with Andy Dick and the boys.
Oh yeah, can't get enough.
But that's all it is. And as far as this thing with the thing that he's a Mason, dude. So he just prayed to his Mason God at a benefit show for Kobe.
Well, I think that's where I start to have a little suspicions because of how the events that bookended it. The things that happened right before
and right after.
LeBron had the hand signs and people were. I think he did that, and he did the one over the eye too, right? He did those two separately. The other thing was how quiet and subdued the funeral was. They wanted a private thing, which you can understand. Most times, that's what anybody would want, but they would still have some kind of like vigil, some kind of celebration of his life, and there was nothing that was publicly done.
Stevie, God forbid something
Dude, are you
happens.
kidding me?
Hold on. God forbid something happens to you, Stevie. Do you really want your wife to have a public funeral so all the wrestling fans can come and say one final goodbye to Stevie Richards?
Well, it may be just to pop you guys because people will be handing out tapes to Dreamer, just like at Candido's funeral.
Oh, that was, or at Balls' funeral. That was amazing.
Yeah, it
What
happened for
happened?
real.
Whoa.
People were giving Tommy tapes or the things are trying to get bookings during the viewing.
Holy cow. That's like
Did you-
beyond Bookie Monster level. That's
well, I'm
like,
saying,
wow.
I was gonna say, did you get
Ridiculous.
booked? Did you get booked off those GGP or no?
No.
No, nothing came of that.
Were you not invited to those
Wow.
funerals?
No.
But like,
Yeah.
they literally on the turnpike, there was digital fucking billboards to Kobe. Father, athlete, legend. I swear to God, huge things. Kobe, his number, on the billboards on Pennsylvania Turnpike.
Well,
He's not even a local sports guy.
how about let's
You know what I
follow
mean?
up? Let's follow up with the real Candy, and we'll move on from this. There's plenty more to cover. But the Ari Shafir fucking tasteless joke of the rapist stuff, which is right in our wheelhouse to do some tasteless, shit like that. But dude, in LA, and then OGs put a hit out on him, like DJ Quick's riding around, like, let me know where this motherfucker at, man.
Wait, what did he say? What was the joke? What I missed?
I can't. You can look it up. Like all the Theo Von and all those guys and all that whole clique have all done reaction videos, but it was pretty hardcore with no real punchline about a rapist being dead, that he was happy about it or whatever the fuck. And like they went all in on him out there, man. And there's a contract on him and shit, like whole nine.
Gotcha.
The thing I was trying to get you guys, trying to get a picture of it, and it was just impossible due to traffic. Billboard coming home, Ken Jeong, the guy from like Role Models from
Kim Jong, yeah, from
Ken Jeong.
yeah, the doctor
I
who's
guess
a
he's
comedian now. Yeah.
Yes. He was gonna be up at the Mount Airy Lodge, I guess, doing comedy.
Dude, come on, bro, do it. Don't fucking half-ass it.
What?
Where's he gonna be?
Mount Airy Lodge.
Beautiful Mount Airy
I was
Lodge.
like,
what the
are we
fuck?
talking
Come
about?
on, man. You gotta give me a Beautiful Mount Airy Lodge commercial, 1986.
He turns around and on the billboard doing this. Is Ken Jeong part of the Illuminati? And he's doing Mount Airy Lodge?
He's not that.
He's not over. He's not that over.
But he's on all the Comedy Central daises for the roast and things like that, so he's got to make his nut in between.
He's doing that the Masked Singer show. How over can he be?
Dude, with Nancy Browns, he's probably one of their top 3 favorite Asians.
And I kept trying to get a picture, but it just wasn't working out. And I was just like, what in the fuck? Because it's just for what reason? Like, it's not funny. It's just weird that he's doing the fucking eye gimmick. So I just thought I kept trying to get a picture of you, but
Beautiful
of him,
Mount Airy Lodge.
Yeah.
What's the official explanation for that hand sign over the eye?
Well, there's obviously the Eye of Ra.
No, I'm saying for all these celebrities who usually have their own gimmick. You're talking about LeBron, this guy, musicians that are in different categories. You would think that they would have something a little bit more, like wrestlers have their own, gestures, their all own taunts. But in a place like Hollywood, where everybody's really seriously trying to brand themselves and stand out, why? Yeah, that too. But you see what I'm saying? Why do they all have this uniform of either the pyramid, the diamond sign, or whatever you want to?
Well, I think this is the diamonds.
That stuff covering. It's what's that?
Hold on 1 second. My connection was shitty there for a minute.
Yeah,
like,
man. It's,
before we went off there, like here's the signs. Obviously, the diamond sign is Jay-Z was doing it for Rockefeller before DDP was, but it's compass in the square. And then when they do it up here, it's going to be all seeing eye. It's the same as all the Phoenician mysteries that Tim Alberino kind of didn't go into, but outlined. And whether it's this, where for Eye of Ra or Horus, this being 666, or for white power now that they want to make the W
That's
and
so
the upside.
bullshit.
Yeah, like.
Or
Dude,
it could be just okay.
What else you want? I can do the blood symbols. I can do Playboy Crips. I got my own posse for life. I can flag signs all day. Like, you know, if you want me to Crip walk too, we can do that.
What about this one? Stevie Richards.
Yeah, this is shock time. Come with it, homie. Throw up your set. But
Well, here's my question. Here's the question I would love to ask somebody who's in that or who's ever posed for a picture doing one of those things or doing all those things throughout their career. What made you do that?
They're now inside this Hollywood elite, and it shows that they're priest class, that they're willing to spread the message to indoctrinate through whatever, whether it's a Rihanna video, whether it's Katy Perry doing it, whether it's Jay-Z doing it.
But I know you're saying that, but I would love to hear what they say, or if they squirm or try to lie or bullshit or they start stuttering. I would love to get or if they have a predisposed kind of answer for the whole thing.
Zach Mars timeout, because I saw when we were
Zach
kids.
Mars is trash.
I love that. That is great. Great shit on YouTube, by the way.
Wow. Are you pumped that the new character coming back, the lead character, is a trans character? Then no agenda push there.
I have no idea. I have no idea about any of it. I won't watch. So in high school, we found a 1979 yearbook of our teachers in school. Okay. And one of them was our history teacher, Mr. Sacco, who we loved fucking ribbon constantly. Now, we going through the little pamphlet of the yearbook, all the football players who were cool, all were doing this in their picture. Okay. They all took their picture and they were down to their side. Some of the guys were kayfabing it, like doing this. Other guys were doing this. Other guys were... So there was this going on. So we asked him about it, and we're like, "What was the deal, Mr. Sacco?" And he was like, "Oh, that was stupid. Everybody's doing peace signs, and we were doing anti-peace signs because we were." It was so dumb, and he said, he goes, "It was a dumb thing we did, and all the cool guys decided to do it in their pictures." So now you have this whole line of football players, all the cool kids. Not everybody did it, but the cool guys all had the two fingers pointing down. So the whole thing is, it's like, it can mean nothing or everything. So
I love that. I mean, when it comes to even sign language and shit like that, I try and learn swears for these little kids up in Canada who are deaf. So when they come by merch, I can fuck with them and, like, you know, just a couple things here or there. Or even my shit like this. You can see right here is the P.
That's Anubis, dude. What are you doing?
The L
Look,
and then the
right
4
there.
is in the middle.
That's
so
posse
for
the two
life.
Jackal ears, and there's the nose of the jackal. You have Anubis. That's the death god guy.
Playboy Crips. There's Anubis right there if you want it. Right?
That's
so
funny. It's a really fucked up bunny.
It is. It's supposed to be Playboy Crips in LA.
It's like an alligator bunny.
It's
so weird.
The Playboy symbol.
Let me just repeat once again that I think it would be interesting to try to actually get somebody on who we might have a connection to who's done poses like this, but for photo shoots or album covers, whatever it might be, to try to just ask them why they did it. Like, what's their reasoning? Just go from there. We have our own suspicions, but the actual person to say it, and we'll know if they're full of shit or whatever, and we know the background of what it really means.
Mm-hmm.
Just what are they like? Did somebody tell you to do that? Did somebody for the record or the photographer, the record label or whatever say, hey, do this? This will look cool. Everybody's doing it or whatever.
Yeah, I think we'll definitely track down somebody that way. I was even thinking about trying to get a hold of Damon Dash, maybe to see if he'd be interested to do something with us. But somebody who's going to not do something with us and is going to try and rape everybody for money is actor Corey Feldman, to name Hollywood pedophiles during groundbreaking live stream documentary after Netflix reportedly deems the film too dangerous. Letting the cat out of the bag, Corey Feldman's announced that he'll be naming Hollywood pedophiles in an upcoming live stream documentary about his experience as a child actor. Feldman was also addressed the alleged abuse the late actor Corey Haim suffered at the hands of the same purported pedophiles. The actor released the trailer for the documentary My Truth, The Rape of Two Coreys. The film is to be aired one time via live stream. I'm sure it won't get out after that. After that one time, he's got the internet figured out and could never stop anyone. On March 9th, tickets go on sale. February 22nd, MovieWeb reports that Feldman said Netflix declined to distribute the film because it's, quote, too dangerous. In the newly released trailer, Feldman can be seen speaking to an interviewer about the 911 call he placed to a reporter of the alleged sexual abuse. Feldman looks apprehensive as the interviewer pulls up audio footage of what appears to be 911 call on the cell phone, which he prepares to play for Feldman.
Corey cries.
He says, after a lifetime of abuse, a lifetime of silence, a lifetime of living in fear, their truth is finally coming, the trailer reads.
Can't wait for him to be dead.
It goes on for more egregious bullshit. What else do we know about the film?
They cut it so hard. Like, I know what he's talking about. This was brutal. Watching Corey over a fucking mug for the camera.
Dude.
And then they do the slow motion and the tear, and you're like, oh, fuck you.
Dude, he looks like Katie Lang in this, bro. He looks like he weighs... I'm not kidding you. If Katie Lang and Eddie Munster had a kid, it's Corey Feldman right now, dude. It's bad. He looks like he's maybe 105, 106 pounds. Not so, you know, how many gimmicks is he on? I heard he's saying that he has to have security. Remember when he was sucking the teat for 24-hour security? But didn't the other dude, the other crazy LA dude who's way less over than him, didn't that guy get snuffed out recently too?
Oh, the guy who was in Phoenix and jumped off a bridge or something.
Off a bridge and shit, right?
He killed himself off the bridge. Broke his own neck and then fell off the bridge.
That was the one who was doing all the
dude. I told you these guys are gonna fucking watch these PJ Hawk clips, and this is the kind of shit that's gonna happen out here. These guys are gonna start jumping off bridges, trying to get indie bookings, and they're just not gonna be able to survive it.
Let me ask you the question. I see one of his tweets here, and he's like, guess who's back home, whatever. You guessed it, the great whatever, representing blah, 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 showing their support as we rev up the marketing and give an exclusive sneak preview for the good doctor who's been there for more than any other. Don't miss My Truth Doc. So rev up the marketing.
Rev it up, you guys.
Capitalize on this at all.
No.
I mean, dude, this is going to be just a bombshell in, you know, our side of the fence, the crazy side from, you know, everybody we deal with. Like, think of them. It's going to be as bad, if not worse, than the Michael Jackson doc for like the next month off of this, for sure, dude.
I just can't wait till it's out.
What's
and
his
everybody
name?
can go, oh, this was garbage.
What's his name that we went on with there? God
Zach?
damn it. No, in black and white, he looks like anorexic Bret Hart. Razor Fist.
Oh, yeah.
This will be right up his alley to be fucking going off and trying to be a skeptic on, which, you know, the way this guy looks and the amount of skeletons he's got in his closet to make him, you know, a trusted source can easily be picked apart. But we're going to sit back here in the circus and watch it all. What do you think the fallout's going to be, GGP?
I don't know, man. Hopefully, if he does...
Lost Boys 3.
No, hell no.
You guys want to fuck a dead body?
Stand behind me.
Dude, he looks just like Michael Jackson in this.
Stand behind me.
Listen,
Stand behind me.
I can't follow that.
Wow. That's good.
I mean, look, honestly, if he does drop names and puts these people on blast, people get arrested.
Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, well, we know allegedly one of them, right?
Yeah.
So,
What are they going to do? Give him the death sentence?
you know, so who knows? But if it's just, I mean, look, dude, this guy should have came out years ago and just dropped everything right then and there. Boom. You know, but obviously he has to make money off of it. You know, it's ridiculous. It's just total nonsense. And trying to play that role where you care about somebody, you know, but you're only caring when the red light's on. so you can get your rub off the situation, and you can look like a good guy, you know. Maybe even have your own performance center somewhere down south. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Here's a quote from Corey Feldman.
Really, Stevie? Nothing? I set you up for a volleyball
just
game?
no sell, just nothing.
I got it.
I got it.
That's what Corey Feldman said.
Ouch,
11 years ago, Corey Haim asked Feldman to tell his story if he died first, and Feldman is now delivering on the promise.
Yeah. I mean, he had a license to get ridden. I mean, license to ride.
So just so you guys know, if I die somehow, tell my story.
11 years from now.
11 years from now. Exactly 11 years, because that's a number.
Mm-hmm.
It is a prime number.
What do you think, though? You think we'll have Weinstein level fallout from this, and we'll actually get some of these spirit cooking, Abramov, all that clique at all? Anybody?
Of course not. No.
Okay.
What's his nuts from head of the class and all that shit?
If this would have happened, if people feared this, don't you think this turd would be gone? With all the drug problems he had, all of the times before any of this started, before he started his grand project, don't you think they could have got rid of him so many times before if he had anything worth a shit?
Well, the way he looks right now, he might have something, because he looks like he's wasting away.
Can I interject here for a second? Let's play devil's advocate. After his performance on The View with his little band, everyone they took their finger right off the button and said, "Oh, we're not gonna pay the hitman. He just killed his own career." Yeah, no, he already killed himself. No one's gonna believe it.
And I've seen him a couple times on Stern, and he was just a prick. And there would have been so many times when they could have just got rid of him, and there would have been zero issue for anyone. So if he comes out now and he says, "Oh, Charlie Sheen finger banged Corey Haim at Luca when they were doing Lucas, and he fucking thumbed him in the can," who cares? Nobody cares. It's done. Charlie Sheen's not going to do anything. Nobody's going to do anything. Charlie Sheen will get it. Doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, if they had something of real worth, he would be gone.
Well, here's the deal. He came out originally when he first dropped the bombshell many years ago, right? What was it?
Right.
Access to or something or whatever it was, right? Everyone did a Scooby Doo and went, "Arr!" You know. But what? What's so funny?
Stevie changed the group name.
What?
On Facebook.
Oh, gotcha.
Tell my story.
So here's the deal, right? And then he says, "Oh, I have the list of major guys in Hollywood, big shots," and he dropped one name. Everyone's like, "Who's this guy?"
Yeah, exactly.
Some producer that produced him when he was a teenager to get on Kids Incorporated or something like that.
Kids Incorporated, good call.
Remember that shit?
Yeah, of course. KIDS, Kids Incorporated. Martika was hot, dude. Back in the day. She had that one-hit single.
Toy Soldiers.
So,
Dude.
Let me ask this question. The one that was really damning and really supposedly blew open the entire the name of it was Open Secret. So that documentary should have had a lot of fallout, and we didn't hear hardly anything.
No.
Did that get you like that?
Tell My Story just fucking kills me, bro. That was just too funny.
That was great.
I'll look at that 3 times and I just start laughing. That for some reason that's right in my wheelhouse to laugh.
But now that other documentary that kid did by himself, didn't get any of the bullshit Corey Feldman was begging for. He went and he named names. He had witnesses. He did all this shit. And he was doing the film festival circuit. The only people that covered it were guys like AJ Benza and like Hollywood rags were covering it. So in the business, I'm sure it got around, but again, that lasted for a week, 2 weeks.
In the business, he got around.
Oh, wait, hang on. Check it out. Rose McGowan showing her cock. Let's go look at that. And nobody cared.
One thing
it was all gone.
we'll watch the Stooge report on this, but I think it's going to be about a month where people are really breaking down. It'll be big coffee talk like the Michael Jackson thing. He'll get his limelight and maybe even then say something to discredit himself further. But this guy's
get caught with drugs again.
Yeah. This guy's on a bad way out here, I think.
Agreed.
One thing I didn't look up, I wanted to look up real quick.
I think they're going to, instead of even drugs, because he did that GoFundMe or whatever, he did the Indiegogo, whatever crowdfunding, that he misappropriated the money.
Yeah.
And didn't spend, and he spent it on himself, and they'll try to get him for that if there is any level of truth with this.
They're going to do something with the money to get back at him. And speaking all about the money, mysterious bank Jeffrey Epstein created received millions after his death. Mysterious bank that Jeffrey Epstein opened in the Virgin Islands 2014, which has seemingly been stagnant for years, suddenly received millions of dollars from his estate after his death. The New York Times reported Tuesday the fallen billionaire and accused sex trafficker applied to open one of the territory's first international banking operations, Southern County International, so he could chase the dynamic discipline of international banking, according to an application for the institution obtained by the ULE, the outlet. The application, where Epstein describes himself as one of the investment world's pioneers, was ultimately approved in 2014 and allowed him to do business with offshore clients only, the outlet said. While the bank renewed its license 5 times since then, it's unclear if any clients or actually conducted any business until it received a windfall of cash from Epstein's estate after he died, the outlet reported. The bank had $693,157 in assets when Epstein died back in August, and then 4 months later in December, the estate transferred $15.5 million to the bank in 2 separate checks. Southern County then sent back $2.6 million, leaving the total deposit at $12.9 million, the outlet said, citing records filed by the estate last week. By the end of the year, the millions were gone, and the total assets of the bank were just below $500,000, the outlet said. During a court hearing Tuesday in the Virgin Islands on the estate, Judge Carolyn Herman Purcell, who's overseeing Epstein's $653 million in remaining assets, questioned the lawyers on the cash transfer, saying the disclosure was not satisfactory, the outlet reported. The estate responded by saying some of the payments was made in error, but the response wasn't sufficient for Herman Purcell, who asked the estate to provide a full account of what the fuck is happening. Executors for Epstein's estate did not return a request for comment. Dude, we knew some stuff was going on in the days right after his death in August. 4 months after, a $15.5 million transfer, and then a $2.6 million going back another way. Is this guy still alive, man?
Lawyers need to get paid, bro. How are the lawyers going to get paid?
They would, if that was it, they would have fucking came out with what they needed to there, dude.
Like, imagine if you're that judge. Like, do you want that case at all?
No. How about the planes,
hey,
too?
Carolyn, by the way, here's your new job. And she's like, oh.
Yeah. How about now you're dealing with the Mossad and the CIA right out of the gate, bro? Devastator, right? And his planes were in the air after he was dead, too, his private jets. So something's going down, man. That's and we had the $10 million from the mysterious banker who suicided himself, the Dutch banker with the unsecured loans. This now fits with a new part where he wants to be a pioneer in international banking. We had the plane go down with the wrong fuel of his plastic surgeon. And then the tapes are all fucking missing from the supposed death. And then we had these death pictures, and the ears don't line up forensically with what we've seen in other pictures, man. Like, we want to follow the money. Dude, here's a big chunk, right?
Still nobody's explained why that the military showed up to take to go, that whole night before.
Yeah.
When the guy showed up and said, "Oh, we're doing a transfer." And they're like, "What?"
Yeah. Why did all that go down,
Also, Stevie, just a heads up, if I do die before you tell my story, scramble my ATVs and the jets.
That's it.
So
But do that
Scramble.
right away. But tell the story 11
right away,
years later.
tell my story 11 years later.
Let's scramble everything. Because I know that after I go, there's just hundreds of thousands of dollars just going to be mysteriously transferred all over in these different bank accounts.
Well,
It's
the
just
minute you go,
it's almost
Justin
like
French is going to be at your house stealing all your shit back.
No, he's going to buy. He's already bought it. He's already paid for it.
Well, Stevie's got 653 million in weight benches in the back.
All of his shit's going to get liquidated the next day.
My wife saw me looking at the wall, and I said there was probably about maybe 24 inches of room, and I said I think we got room for like a dumbbell rack, like right here. She just shakes her head.
In the bathroom. Yeah.
The arcade cabinet's going back here with the rocking chairs. What I was going to say was when you guys had McAfee on, because I was out of town, did you ask him if he's ever had any kind of dealings or interaction with Epstein?
Yes, he did a lot with it, where not interactions, but he puts over that, you know, how tall he was, the hanging doesn't make sense, it doesn't line up. The story's obviously bullshit, and that he believes they may have walked him right out the front door or side door, which is very similar to what we were when we had Opperman on, and he said it very well could have happened that way too. If McAfee can be on the run and he's got the money, so can this super spy.
I'm just saying McAfee has to. Yeah, they have their exit plans and their strategies and where they can stay. McAfee's got to know more than he leads on with that. He probably said more than they want him to, but at the same time, he probably knows exactly where he is. That's just my guess.
Just from when we talked to him for that brief time, in my head, I've imagined McAfee to have more outros than Batman. Like, you know when you think of Batman, he always has to step ahead. I feel like McAfee has the 2-3 steps.
Yeah.
Because he's like, well, if that don't work, I need backup. And it's to have that on one level, you're like, that is amazing to have that kind of shit. But on the other level, that shit's got to be exhausting. Mm-hmm. Just to constantly have to think 3, 4, 5 steps ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
It's a
got me
special
on the
type
run.
of guy.
Well, they want to know what you're drinking on tonight, Sal, in the chat room.
My coffee. That was my special coffee.
Iced coffee, nice. And Stevie, did you go to Costco and get one of your naughty seltzers or no?
No, that's Aldi. That's my Aldi finds. Okay. Hashtag Aldi finds.
So what do we think here around the horn, man? Stevie, this guy's still alive, yes or no?
Yeah, I have to lean towards yes.
Okay.
I really would have to lean towards yes, or whoever took his place before they might have offed him is now the one in the shadows spending the money. Like, they had to have somebody in place to do what he was doing if they really got rid of him.
The op needs to keep going on, and the bank accounts were an easy way to make a move. All right. So I think that's a good alternative theory, but you think it's more likely that he's alive then instead of another operative took his place and whatnot.
There would have been way too much closure for them to work that much more in the shadows to show the tapes or to have something to make him an example and say, well, this monster is dead, so everybody can go about their life. Not that he's the only guy doing this in the entire world. So go about your life, Nancy Brown. There would have been too much of an opportunity to make people move on and forget. So that makes me think he's alive.
And the weird stooge reports from the officers that were on duty and just the blackout and all that kind of shit did not even do the hit. Why do the hit if you can do the body double switch out and march him out the front? You know what I mean? GGP, dead or alive?
Alive.
Okay, interesting. What's making you lean that way?
These transactions.
Okay.
Just the fact that all this money moved months after he passed away. There's no grace period where stuff started before he passed and he passed during the movement. So when it lands in destination, it was in transit.
Yeah.
It's months later. You know what I mean? So I totally feel that the fact that this plastic surgeon, the only guy who knows what he looks like, is dead. And then, if they changed his looks, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's something you would see out of a Bond film, Someone's trying to cover his tracks. So, it is what it is.
You got the Kobayashi coffee cup, Sal. Lartzema Kaiser Shoje. Is it him? He was on the dock killing many men?
I don't think he's alive.
No?
I don't think he's alive. I just think they've moved again. Like Stevie said, this guy in this spot is dead.
Yeah.
Keeping him alive is way too much trouble for assholes. You know what I mean? So look. This guy right here, he gets killed. He's dead. Another guy just pops up. It's a Hydra head, man. It's just respawning. It's the snake tail. Just keeps growing out until you get the actual head and kill the fucking Hydra. Otherwise, the heads just keep growing. The tails just keep growing. He's not worth shit. They can put any asshole in his position, and now he's someone else who's not on the radar. So Jeffrey Epstein is the name of a tool that they've used. He's not the tool.
Well, and they had his personal security trainer, and now that guy's gone silent, and they took whatever was out of the safe, so they've moved on to the next thing. You know what it
is? Here you go. Ready? Area 51. Everybody's like, oh, Area 51, Area 51. It's nothing now. Now, whatever they had there is something else. Now they got somewhere else that you don't know about. Skinwalker Ranch. Everybody knows about Skinwalker Ranch because it's dog shit now. There's nothing there.
Well, because when it gets out, it's already 2 sites ahead.
Right. Exactly. So, like I said, this is just he's gone. Jeffrey Epstein's gone. And now some other piece of shit has moved into his spot, and he's doing the same thing, but nobody knows about it because it's not on Entertainment Tonight. It's not on fucking Access Hollywood. It's not on Nancy Grace or any of these other fucking people. I don't even know if she's still on the air. But, like, that's what I mean. Like, there are people who are not in the spotlight, who are not on the radar. So I feel like he's gone. He's not worth that trouble. They've just slid somebody else to facilitate.
Give me Dave Coulion down in Customs. I've just pulled Artem Kobash out of the bay. Yeah. Oh, wait.
There's an alternate theory.
Yeah.
They walked him out and made him think he was going to stay alive, took him somewhere and killed him there.
Yeah.
They thought they let him all get to the place where he thought he was safe, and they got him.
Right after the money's moved, maybe they needed him for something along those lines. It's all about the Monday. But somebody who's got the fucking money is your boy Elon. Sal, he's launching satellites in the skies. All kinds of fucking satellites. 60 satellites launched off of one rocket, and he's just launching, trying to set up this whole neural network of satellites to start beaming internet everywhere in the world. Dude, you think he's just going to flip the switch one day and everyone's just going to have free Wi-Fi that's 5G 10 times better than this shit Spectrum, so we can go fuck you and what you guys are trying to do to control the flow of information?
Well, wasn't that whose idea was that to give the world free electricity?
Cobra Commander.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And Dracula, if you watch the old show. It's stupid. But yeah, that was the whole thing of you give the world this shit, and I feel like the reason Space Force is up there, is going to start getting up there, is because it's now you're entering the wrong space. This is a military zone.
Yeah,
can't enter here.
Yeah, the Area 51 of it.
We have to shoot you down. So I feel like they kind of maybe they're seeing something else go on, but I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see if he's going to flip the switch for the betterment of mankind, or will money take over where he has the new internet that is better and everyone needs to subscribe to it.
Well, I think it might start off as if people question him, of course it's going to be, I'm doing this for the betterment of the world. Then that could change if they start really giving him a hard time, and then it turns into, well, now you're forcing me to do this. That's how you make supervillain.
Yeah. And they want him to be. Stevie, how you feel about this, man? With him just like pretty much, all right, I've been able to make rockets that land, and now we can start doing this, and now it's carte blanche to do what we want. We've got the CIA contracts, we've got the NASA contracts, and I'm doing it, man.
Well, probably everybody in the chat room is aware of it, but if you're not, 5G is something that is very controversial. The 5G that they're implementing here on the ground. It's killed birds, allegedly. They're chopping trees down because it can't penetrate. It's got to be on every third or fourth house in residential areas. So people are not allowed to even say no to putting it up. They approved it without even telling anybody in government in New York City. And then when people asked in the local news, they told them pretty much shut the fuck up. It hasn't been tested on anything ever. And as a matter of fact, I go back and I've said this fact before, the Wi-Fi we're all on right now, the cell phone signals, Bluetooth, everything has never been tested extensively on humans. So with Elon Musk essentially blanketing the entire planet with internet.
Yeah.
What's that? Does that make us all antennas now?
Yeah, with a grid to beam it down. I mean, all these are daisy chain. He's just launching 6. It's not like, hey, they launched that new satellite. They launched 60.
69, dude. 69 of them.
Oh, well,
and this was yeah. That was probably his little joke. This was round 2, so it's more. It's got to be in triple digits in the amount of satellites that are around the planet right now.
Yeah,
just from him.
Yeah, it'll be. And are they? They're not really showing how big they are or what their function is. It's just a clickbait headline of where it's going. I don't know, man, of what the bigger plan of it is. The internet thing seems like a cover story. Is this guy really doing something for humanity, or is this a complete takeover on a monopoly from Spectrum and Comcast?
Or did he get the Iggy that we don't know about? And they're like, hey, you got to do this since you're private sector, you do it. And then we'll fund you. We'll take care of you. We'll hook you up.
Yeah. GGP, how's AEW over there? All right?
I don't know. I'm not watching.
Oh. Cody kicking it out.
I don't trust Elon Musk.
Yeah, I don't either, man. Go on.
Because he comes out and he says AI is going to be the downfall of humanity, and we shouldn't trust it. And now he's pushing this Neurolink onto everyone's brain agenda, which contradicts everything he told us initially. So
right.
either they replaced him because he's a cyborg and he had a glitch in his programming, got a little upgrade in his system, and now it's full steams ahead. Or, I guess if he gave us fair warning, we don't listen, it's on us. Just like everything else these sort of quote-unquote elite like to do. They give us these clues, and if we don't pick up on it, you know what? Oh, well, them the rules.
Yeah, and the GGP makes a great point there. Last week we talked about it briefly with our ongoing transhumanism discussion with Tim Alberino, who, uses the Bible as not just scripture but study and whatnot. So I thought it'd be an interesting question to pose to him. And he was far against it, but understands we're moving towards a Ray Kurzweil, Luke Skywalker repaired, lifestyle. GGP, what do you think about that new Neuralink? I know Kung Fu. We're that much closer, man. He's saying within the year, major update to be able to install years far ahead of his last attempt to do it with actual brain upload, man.
I don't trust it. I don't trust anything that is online, on the line, in the cloud, anything of that nature that can get hacked. Okay, having a cybernetic limb is one thing, right? But having something connected to your brain that if you don't adhere by the rules, they can hit a switch, and that could send an impulsing shock in your system that can kill you. Nah, I'm good.
What if that impulse with a Neuralink takeover has an upload for some muscular dystrophy where that program can reprogram your muscles to run and things like that because of the Neuralink?
I'm not saying, look, I see both sides of the argument here.
You know how they're going to slide it in is all I'm saying.
I know, just a tip. But what I'm just saying is that you asked me what I think. I don't trust it because of that reason alone. The fact that you're giving someone so much control just for the sake of convenience. You know what I'm saying? We already done giving up our freedom for the sake of convenience and terrorism and all
You've
this
already done
fake
it with your
boogeyman out
phone,
there.
right? You've already given up all your shit with your
Yeah.
phone.
But now, what if you can take your neural uplink and match it up to your sweet fucking...
All right, thank you,
Your
Sal.
contact lens.
and thank you, Sal, for the segue. I'll read this and come to you, Stevie, and then we'll go back to Sal.
I want to say one more
Go ahead,
thing
please,
about Elon
please,
Musk,
please.
Well, on GGP's point too, like you can very easily make a Manchurian candidate easier than ever to be your assassin, even if it's just an arm, to use that arm to shoot somebody or kill them.
Dude, in the chat room, 37 custom toys just said Manchurian candidate as well. Like at the exact same time you did. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Good stuff. Good stuff.
37 custom toys with some hits. So Troy would hit some hits sounds better though. I was gonna say I was listening at Deep Thoughts Radio, the YouTube channel I tell you guys about, and he was talking to someone who worked in a new crop of engineers or employees for SpaceX. And his group of people were talking to the guy and asked him about like the car with the green screen and all that stuff. Well, first I'll back up. They asked him, what do you do at SpaceX? And he goes, I work in special effects. And they said he almost like had to shut himself up. And then they asked him about that thing. And he goes, oh, no, that was the people before me, the group. It sounds almost like
that was the old
NASA
NASA
back then. Yeah, those are new people running it now.
That's it.
So, but your job
you're
is
part
in
of the
special
old.
effects.
That's the old NASA, Shug. This the new NASA.
Just a quick,
the jobber.
That was
SpaceX,
Java
not the
NASA,
over one.
Shug.
The guy from The Matrix, who did special effects for The Matrix 2 and 3, I think it was.
Yeah.
Wound up getting a job with the government. What the right?
The guy who invented bullet time with the cameras all the way around.
Like he wound up working with the government over on some nobody knows, like, you know, big secret bullshit, but the fuck you need a special effects guy for?
I just thought that was interesting.
Just tying that into Stevie. So.
He could have been part of the early deep fake development, you know. And Stevie come back around here, but the end of smartphones working prototype of smart contact lens unveiled. Mojo Vision, a tech startup firm, has unveiled a working prototype of what it claims to be the world's first true smart contact lens. This smart lens is essentially a miniaturized display that can be worn in the eye. The company says it could provide directions, sports scores, or even let them see in the dark. Essentially, it's a mini computer. The best part about it, no one will ever know it's there. It's been designed so people can't see it. And according to Senior Vice President of Product Marketing, Steve Sinclair, the company has made it so that the interactions are so extremely subtle, done with only eye movements, ensuring that no one is aware of its presence. Needless to say that this kind of technology has a lot of uses and possibilities and are endless. There is still a lot of work that needs to be done before it can be released, though, including a full FDA approval that adheres to regulations and standards. Well, why? They don't do that now. Something which the company is currently working on features, along with being nearly invisible, the contact lens will be unobtrusive. It's possible that the screen right in front of the eye would constantly be feeding information which isn't what the company wants, so that it will only give the wearer the data they need when they need it, rather than bombarding them with it when they don't. This is especially important as the screen will be visible when the eyes are closed on account of it being a contact lens. The tech behind it all is also extremely interesting. Right at the center of the smart lens is a miniature micro LED display which features a pixel density of 14,000 pixels per square inch, which is actually a world record according to the company. For a quick comparison, the brand new iPhone 11's crystal clear Retina display has a pixel density of 323 pixels per inch, which is minuscule against this lens. Pretty fucking insane. Just showing the hyper reality. I've shown you guys that video before of augmented reality where everything changes, man. Stevie, go ahead before we go around the horn here, man.
I wouldn't do it.
Why not?
I wouldn't do it. No, this has already been used. Come on, man. If it's coming here for people to use, it's been in the military for 10 years, maybe more. Super soldiers to the point where they can see in the dark. Navy SEALs, Green Berets,
Pitch Black, Vin
whatever
Diesel.
other special ops that they're using have been using these contact lenses with the Call of Duty HUD, the heads-up display, for a decade or so. That's it. I just feel like that's once again something. We talked about the VR last week or the week before, but something that someone could actually hack into, and you don't know what you're seeing now if you have these contact lenses in there. Someone could suggest whatever, that, hey, you're walking in an inside thing, but no, you're actually just going to walk off the edge of a roof.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, my reality is going to be completely different than your reality. I mean, we might be the same, but in that video, it's like, okay, now stores that are blank storefronts, my marketing in what I see is going to be the colors I like. My little, digital friend is going to say bro and do all wrestling related shit or be a hot, sexy chick. It's not going to be like, it's not going to be like Pikachu for somebody else, or it's not going to be Rush Limbaugh when he releases his own package. Like, I see that in the future with this. Like, you want the Ben Hameen AI buddy with you, and it's me and you talking the whole time while we're doing whatever, Well,
let me push back real quick. How are you going to grow as a person if these things are always going to be tailored to what they believe you like, and then you're just always going to be exposed within the box is going to kind of get smaller and smaller unless they want to do the related search or the sponsored ad on Facebook type thing where we think you want this next.
Well, yeah, they obviously say
decide can you really decide how you're living your life at that point? You're basically you're a product that's highly suggestible,
right?
To spend your money like a good little battery, like the Matrix.
But you can always take them out.
Who's going to take them out after putting them back in? It's like you can always live without a smartphone. You can go back to a flip phone. Who's going to do it at this point?
People take their lenses out every day to see.
If I can, even hunting, I would have them in, like, to see in the dark, to get into the woods before the sun comes up. All that shit, man.
Yes.
Yeah, but let me push back again. Does that do everything you've ever said about hunting and being in nature and being connected to nature? Doesn't that take away from it?
Where do we go? I have a 308. That's a mechanical thing. Should I be out there with a spear or bow and arrow that I made? I have a 10 by 25.
How do you know it's not going to be somehow connected over Bluetooth or Wi-Fi to the gun, and you just blink your eye and it shoots it when you see it?
There was a kid in a wheelchair who they strapped the gun to his. Yeah, there was a kid in a wheelchair they strapped the gun to, and he had the blow tube. And he had to blow in it, and it shot the gun, and they shot the deer that they marched out for him, but near my hometown. But I have a scope on my rifle that's a 10 by 25 Bushmaster, Buckmaster.
It's all cheating.
Yeah. So, at what level do you want to gauge technology to be able to see that in what is? I totally get what you're saying, but if we're really going to get back to it, that means I have to kill with my bare hands, and that's tough to do on a deer. GGP.
You're gonna get your robot to chop wood.
Why not?
Sorry, I had to get the last little thing.
It's all good. Transhumanism, where it's not an implant but a removable piece like this. Where do you sit, man?
Hell to the no.
No.
I'll tell you why. Oh, don't blame me, man. Look, you're entitled to your opinion, even though it's wrong. And I'm entitled to my opinion.
I said nothing.
That's right. Two things. One, have you ever seen people put fucking contact lenses in their eyes? It's almost mission impossible. now you're gonna be putting in contact lenses that has all this technology in it. People can't even freaking carry their smartphones without breaking the lens or breaking the screen. So they gotta buy the OtterBox and this and that, the shatterproof stuff, in order so they don't drop their phones and shatter the glass phone. What's gonna happen when they try to take out their lens and they shatter it in their eyes?
You're off to the Apple store to go get a Genius.
So exactly. So, but more importantly, this is why I say no. Okay, this is just another tool to isolate everybody and individualize everybody. Because if I can see the world through my own vision, my own colors, I can hear my own voices. Instead of having Jarvis talking to me through the Iron Man suit, I can have the Anakin Skywalker talking through me telling me directions or whatever, picking up through my contact lenses, then what's going to happen is everyone's going to keep to themselves. No one's going to talk to nobody. It's going to get even worse. And what's going to happen is everyone's going to be isolated, and it's just another distraction to keep us divided, because when we come together, we're stronger than those that are in power now, trying to keep the world in their palm of their hand. You know what I'm saying? This is just another distraction tactic. That's it.
Are we ever going to come together at this point?
No.
So why not create that? And I'm with that.
Hey, if you want to be plugged into the Matrix, go ahead. Dude.
Into your own world, right? Because we already have earbuds or wireless ear pods, and I'm listening to Hameen Media stuff, or I'm listening to Wu-Tang while I'm doing everything, and I'm kind of zoned out unless I got to talk to somebody at the post office or say an old friend at the store or something. I'm already in my own zone. Why can't I have all that custom to my life the way I want it, and it'll be more interesting and entertaining for me? I'll be more interactive.
I don't personally like any technology that you have to incorporate into your body, whether it's an RFID chip or Elon Musk neural transmitter link or something that you put on your eyeballs. That's not for me. I just don't trust it, because at the end of the day, who's not to say whoever's controlling all this nonsense through the cloud or through any other means that may be intact in the near future can just send some kind of electromagnetic pulse into your system and just take you out. There's too much power for one company or one individual or somebody who's not me to have over me. You understand what I mean? It's bad enough they're trying to get rid of cash now, and everything has to be done through credit cards and bank cards and things of that nature, so they can track what you buy, when you buy, where you are, at what time, so they can obviously put you in some kind of algorithm. But
this is the push towards transhumanism as we inch it forward, where you can bring up your Amazon through your eyes by saying Amazon up and go, I don't need to go to the store and interact with these people. I'll have this delivered, and here's what I need. Bing, 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 bing. You have your personal shopper or shopper robot do it. It gets delivered via Google car with no driver. The only thing you really have to do, or Google car with a driver, and it's delivered onto your porch, is pick it up and put it away. You just freed yourself up for an extra 90 minutes during the day, Stevie, to be in
to do their work. To do their work,
to do whatever it is you want to do to become.
What are you gonna do?
This is the 2045 movement. This is hold on.
Don't we always say that it's not the destination but the journey? How are you gonna appreciate anything?
What is the journey? If you could stop foreclosing on old people's mortgages, I want to learn how to play guitar, but I don't have an extra 90 minutes every day to focus on that, to do that. Now I don't have to do this other bullshit because technology's freed me up, and then I can go, Google, bring up my guitar lessons from Fender in front of my eyes and be playing that way. Like, this is what they say the transhumanism will make us more evolved humans creatively, artistically, and be able to get to who we are at our core. Go ahead, Sal.
Well, GGP is fighting all of this pre-burnt in thought process. You have to work every day. You have to be the slave. You have to do this. That's in his DNA. He can't help it. Him fighting, kicking back against technology and everything else, it's just what it's meant to be.
9 to 5 ingrained. Yes.
That's right. Drilled into the head. Okay. I just need to say, it sounds like the way he's talking about it, like you're going to you crack your iPhone because your iPhone is out. It's an outwardly mobile device that you can drop. How many people shatter their contact lenses taking them out?
Well, they're not made out of glass. Yeah, because
exactly.
How many times in the ring someone
is dropped them?
Yeah, but I'm saying how many times in the ring someone takes a bump because they're wearing contacts and the contact goes flying out of their eye.
Dumb. They're dumb. You don't do that.
Look, dude. I was
wait. Why is it? Okay. Wait. I got a question. Why is it when your example comes across, that's how it has to be? These people, you're calling out exceptions to the rules of everything. It's like those commercials where you're like, oh, you can't handle this, and guys are like, fuck, oh, we'll take this extra pot holder. It's how commercials work. It's not that big of a fucking deal. People take their contacts out daily, zero problem.
Yeah, you're right.
Zero problem.
You're right. I'm not disagreeing
So-
with you on that. But
No, but the way you guys are making it sound like who's going to take it out, you have to, because even your regular contact lens, unless you got these special super contacts that you can keep in for 3-4 days at a clip, you take them out daily because they bother your eyes.
What if they have the Darth Maul Sith contacts at the movies released for the new, like, whatever Sith series?
It's like the new 3D glasses.
And you get to put them in and see the movie. Only that you're the first one. Would you do it then?
no.
Okay.
Telling you, bro, anything that limits my humanity, I'm totally against. Because sooner or later, what happens is they're gonna put you in a situation where giving someone else, whether it's a computer or a group of individuals running the system, running the matrix, giving them all the power, they're gonna paint you into a corner, and then you're gonna have to adhere by their rules in order to survive. And I'm not giving anybody. It's bad enough now. I'm paying tons of money living in New York for property taxes and school taxes and gas and food and mortgages. Look, it's bad enough that I'm already a freaking slave to the economical system called life. I don't need to be a slave to anything else. I don't need to give people any more access.
What's the difference?
What's the difference is these other things are not going to disappear if I'm wearing contact lenses that helps me buy food.
No, but what if they can turn around and make it disappear anyway? If they turn around and go, "Oh, GGP, your credit's the shits, bye," and you're like, "Well, it's the same. They could shut you off any moment, any time, any of us, anybody who has a debit card, anybody who has anything like that."
Yeah, but it's
They
not
can
in my
shut it
body.
down.
That's what I'm saying. It's not in
But
my
it doesn't
body.
matter.
It does matter.
It doesn't matter.
To me, it matters.
Only on some sort of a religious spiritual level.
No, dude. Go ahead. Put a microchip in your head and see what happens when the person wants to fry you. Or go ahead.
Who wants to fry me? What am I doing?
I don't know.
Who's the same person?
Maybe you piss off Russian vids again, and Russian vids will come and fry you. I don't know.
Who's the people who can just destroy the chip in your credit card, or, decide that they're going to EMP pulse it and screw everything? What's the difference?
Difference is
No internet.
You know what? Okay, we don't have an internet. I could survive. I'll read a book. But guess what? I have a microchip in my head. They fry my brain. I'm dead. You're comparing apples and oranges here.
No, I'm really not, because number one, everybody keeps saying that's the go-to of they're just going to shut me off. Why? They can shut you off now.
Aaron Russo. That's why. Aaron Russo. The guy who did trading
Freedom of fascism.
Thank you. And did that and basically told them, broke kayfabe on RFID chip. All that is an upgrade from RFID chip to a freaking Neurolink onto your head. That's it. And when the Rockefellers tell them, hey, they have to adhere or else we just shut them off. Yo, dude, it's right there in a plain sight. What do you want me to tell you? He broke kayfabe. The guy committed quote unquote suicide in his house. And now what? It's out there. If I don't see the clues and I don't adhere to them, them the rules.
No, I think there's just a situation of like, we really, it's a situation of we are on nowhere near a grand enough scale to be shut off. Like everybody's just saying, "Oh, I'm not doing anything that's technological or anything that would actually advance my day or anything to that effect, because they could just shut me off."
Listen, we can
You're not even on the radar. They can shut us off now. We're not on the radar. There's nothing that we're doing. You know what I mean? Like, okay, we're not involved with the Rockefellers. We're not involved with the Clintons. We're not involved with any of these people who can shut us off. They can shut the government if they want to. They can shut us off at any moment. So now being like denying yourself something to do this, like I personally, if I got my hands on a set of contacts, I would try them just because like it's a new technology to go forward with. And people are like, "Oh, that's so scary," and this and that. Is it scary? It's called, advancement. That's why, we advance in these things. I want to see it. I would love to see it.
We can argue about this till the cows come home, but at the end of the day, it's always going to be the same argument: half empty or half full. Tastes great, less filling. It is what it is. It's a matter of perspective. I see things differently than you see it. You see it from a technological advancement. I see it of a limiting of free will in humanity. So I'm on one side of the fence, and you're on the other. I respect your opinion. I see your point of view. I just don't agree with it. That's it.
I agree. That's fine. That's not in question. I guess my holdup is the description of making it sound like these things it's going to be so complicated and so precarious. It's like anything else, man. If you don't pay your bill, everything gets shut off. Your energy gets shut off. No water, no electricity, your cell phone, your car insurance, all of it. You miss a payment, you're fucked. And then your credit sucks. And you can have no technology and they still fuck you.
I just think there's not going to be a way to avoid it no matter what. As we see technology be outdated from flip phone to this phone, there's not going to be a phone. There's only going to be these. And when GGP's 70 and he's got cataract and all that now, that'll all maybe healed with these. And he'll be in his driverless car watching old matches of himself on his lenses, I
hate watching
and it'll be, I shouldn't have put him over and all that shit, and I'm glad he's dead and all that. And, that's just the way that it's going to be, where they phase out VHS players for DVDs for, TiVos, and then everything's downloadable. Own it now yourself on a thumb drive if you want, and that they're just going to phase out the tech that way. So there's not going to be a choice. It's just going to be the way things move. And the transhumanism movement, one of the fundamental theories is that we keep elevating ourselves to our ultimate creative self, and they even push it as far as us becoming nanobots and our digitizing our personality. But here,
but are we really elevating our creative self?
I would say so. If I don't have to slave away at gigs I don't need to for X amount of hours, when that could be automated and I can have a better time spent learning or focusing on a better me, or writing the novel,
or writing, creating.
What are you talking about? You guys want to learn Kung Fu, and you get this implant that teaches you Kung Fu, right?
Yeah.
You want to learn how to play the guitar. Are you being creative because now you're a musician?
Well, maybe not I'm not talking a neural implant with upload. Maybe the fucking thing for, a Fender guitar to learn how to play is right there on your eyes. As I look down, it's just like Guitar Hero, where to put your fingers. It's augmented realities to help me self-learn and teach.
It's an aid.
It's a Terminator heads-up display for learning, along with
that's
alerts.
No different than watching a video on YouTube on how to play
Exactly. So instead of having a phone that I got to set up and prop, now it's just right there. I pick up the guitar, and that's one less thing where I'm looking at it, and it becomes part of my experience and is driven by my VR 360
life.
Okay,
question. What happens? You put that things in your eyes, right? You get the gimmicks. You're putting them in. And you got shitty fucking Comcast reception, and they glitch out and mess up your eyes.
You can probably look through them. I mean, it's probably like a on-off thing, where you want them on or you don't want them off. Like none of this. Here's the thing: none of this technology, like Sal is saying, is like they're gonna fucking kill me. Is it more invasive? Yeah, but you've already given up all those civil liberties. So that's just like the old. I'm not bending. These goddamn kids want it that way. When this could improve the quality of your life even more than what your cell phone does now by augmenting reality. Maybe old people, to help them walk and highlight the sidewalk where there's cracks in the sidewalk and things like that. Like all these things could be just,
let's
an
look
aid
at it
for
really
so many
simple.
ways.
Look at somebody who is terminal, somebody who's in a wheelchair, somebody who is not going anywhere, and they can go somewhere with this. They can do the Peloton.
Yeah, they can.
And they could.
A heads-up ride, yeah, exactly, right through it all.
And that's something so simple, and it's evasive. Yes, it's very evasive, but this is now their escape. Well, they're not connecting with humans. They're already not connecting with humans.
Yeah,
except
we're not
their
winning
fucking
that.
Nurses daily, sitting out, staring out a window, if they have that.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be fair, this isn't coming out. This isn't available to, honestly, anybody like us. Not yet. This is not going to be in our range.
Well, these will be $3,000 introductory price to the market. All that shit. Steve, you'll get them a month before with an email.
Yeah, Steve, you'll write a fucking email. And he'll get a bunch of fucking sets of them. and keep shattering them on the way in. Oh, I got these. Oh, they're all shattered. Damn it.
Stevie, take us home on this one, man. When is Stevie Richards' Lens Fitness, package going to be available?
I don't know, and I don't know why the Cliffside Park Senior Activities Center keeps sending me messages to want to join them.
Stevie Retina.
Not right. I'm 7 years away from the 55+ community, which I've already picked out a nice little development for us.
Nice.
It's gonna be great. I can't wait to see them. I'd be pushing a power sled down the street. They're gonna be like, I'm an elderly person. Listen, yeah, you can't stop it. But there has to be some kind of reality-based resistance to it too, where there has to be people like Papa Don and I who play. And I'm just as much in love with technology as anybody out there. I use it to benefit me. I use it to create fitness programs. I use it to put my brand out there. But just like social media, the way that has jumped the shark and flipped the switch on everything there, I'm becoming very turned off to it. I become more technology resistant as time goes on because I can see both sides of it. I think somebody like me speaking on it and speaking about the dangers, somebody like you, Sal, somebody like you, Ben, who use it every day would be more than some senator or congressperson or even the president that has no clue what gigabytes are, the GBs as they call it.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think about these. The more dangerous part is the people that are really in charge are so ignorant and can get worked into whatever to sign into law.
Yeah.
That's the scary part.
We saw them do it. The FCC did nothing to stand in the way of 5G or have any checks and balances. And, this company's interesting. If you want to go back and look them up, easy to find these stories. But, there'll be copycats. And once they've got that done at 14,000 pixels per inch, that's just unbelievable. So, you want to talk about supervision, like long distance vision of like what you would have in, binoculars, but you just have to go 200 meters and fucking your eyes adjust an extra 200 meters. Like that shit is just phenomenal to me, dude. So I'm excited about
low light, like twilight vision,
any of that, dude. Yeah. Every eye color, you get up every morning, just change your eye color, whatever you want it to be, dude.
And of course, there's going to be all the horrible shit of, you can take a picture with your eye. Like if you're looking at something and you can snap the picture.
Well, Google Glasses did that.
Yeah.
Google Glasses was around for about a year.
I had a pair, remember?
And now you're going to need that's going to start part of a stalking law. And then that's going to be another thing. Yeah, it's going to start infringing on everything else. It's going to happen because people can't not fuck it up. No. It's in our nature to be fucking assholes and just ruin everything. So
we'll see if we can, make contact with this extra alien race before we do ruin ourselves, because there's a mysterious looping space signal that could be aliens. Says Harvard scientists. Astronomers detect a powerful radio signal from across the cosmos in a weird pattern. A Harvard professor says extraterrestrials is on the table as a possibility of explanations. There are weird signals called fast radio bursts coming from the depths of outer space, and scientists can't be sure where most of them are coming from or what might even be sending them. An FRB, fast radio burst, has been observed repeating in a relatively regular pattern for the first time, and while it's probably not aliens sending out the signal, a prominent astronomer reminds us that we can't rule out ETs as an explanation either. Harvard's Abraham Loeb has a long career as a respected astronomer. In recent years, he's become one of the loudest voices not saying aliens, but in camp. In 2018, after a bizarre interstellar object buzzed the Earth, he famously made waves by suggesting the object Muamua, which could be an artificial craft of some sort. That was that strangely moving, seemed like an asteroid, cigar shaped, but sped up and took different patterns, not like an asteroid would. I asked him what he thought about the recent FRB finding. He told me he believes the powerful fleeting bursts of radio signals from across the universe are most likely the bright analogs of pulsars, which are spinning neutron stars with strong magnetic fields. These would have to be some very powerful and weird pulsars, because so far pulsars have mostly been detected within our galaxy and cosmic neighborhood, whereas FRBs come to the other side of the universe. So maybe aliens? At the moment, we do not have a smoking gun that clearly indicates the nature of FRBs, so all possibilities should be considered, including artificial origin. A civilization might generate a powerful beam of light to propel cargoes with a sail, and we could observe that leakage of the radiation outside the boundaries of the sail. This is an idea Loeb has also worked on by making reality for our civilization. He's chairman of the Breakthrough Starshot Advisory Committee, which is a Mark Zuckerberg-backed effort to send a tiny, lightweight spacecraft to Alpha Centauri propelled by powerful laser beams. Given that humans are working on such a project, it only makes sense that a more advanced civilization may already have succeeded or perhaps greatly improved on the concept. This goes on a little bit more. You can look more into FRBs, but that's pretty interesting. It repeats on a 16-day pattern, and it's coming from 500 million miles away. GGP, what do you think about this, man? Pretty badass stuff, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to fathom what it could actually be if it's not aliens. I mean, you know, I'm not saying aliens as in like green men or grays or whatever. It could be another race of humans or another species of beings, humanoid beings from another planet. I mean, we don't know. We have no idea. The fact that it's repeating itself, that's not obviously a coincidence. What did you say? Every 16 days?
Yeah, 16 days on repeat, man.
And what is it saying?
They're not able to decode it. It just has a certain pulse to it, so it may be in a language we don't know or can't decipher, but it's a radio signal.
So what if it's us from 16 days in the future?
They're able to see in that 16-day period that it's 500 million miles away of where it's originating.
Okay, so what if it's 500 of us from the future, 500 million years in the future, trying to give us a warning? Don't do this, don't do that. Don't put contact lenses in your eyes or anything like that.
I wouldn't disagree if there is a multiverse, if this signal is coming from beyond. I mean, it's anything's possible compared to what I know. The pulsar of they said of that not really being it, but maybe out there 500 million, there's something cosmic going on that is a big magnetic force and it's pulsing that way, and we are getting that. Obviously, our universe is so massive that anything is possible when it comes to those energies colliding, stars dying, suns dying. Who knows what they're giving off as we receive them, but it is a pattern. It does originate from somewhere, Sal.
Yeah, the fact that it's radio waves is that's I don't know. It's not I'm not a rocket scientist, but I know that just doesn't. Radio waves just don't come from planets exploding or just empty nothing. So, and again, this kind of is. I keep going back to this. The fact that these waves just keep coming through every 16 days, that's a very, it's a very human thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Put something on repeat.
Isn't that what we did with what I can't remember the name of the
project,
the Voyager, not Voyager. Yeah. It's got
also the SETI back in
SETI.
In the
that's what. Yeah.
Back in the day when you could just download it to your computer and you would just send out waves from your computer over and over and over and over.
Yep.
And just hoping I used to leave it up on my fucking computer for fucking weeks at a time. And it just chewed up so much of my fucking memory at that point. But I left it up on my computer just hoping. But it's a very human thing to do. Just, you know what? If something doesn't answer us immediately, just repeat. Just hit repeat. Let it
something
keep going.
Simple that that they're gonna see and come, that they know it's a SOS or whatever it is, right?
Right.
That if you can zoom in on it, then we'll at least make that first connection so we're not confusing with too many messages. And here that is. You think, what are you leaning towards, though? It is a very human thing. I agree with that. Yeah.
I think what, again, if something we sent out maybe came back.
I mean, they're clocking at 500 million miles, dude.
But what if it went in one way, came out another way?
Folded on top of each other, yeah.
Wormhole action.
I just think with how many new Earths are we on, like new Earth 15, I feel like what your first answer is, it's a very human thing to do, to be like, who else is out there? Let's send this signal. And if they're 5,000 years ahead of us, they might have it a little bit more mastered.
That was my thought of, they got our message and was like, oh, wait, here you go, send it back. Well, let's tweak it so we can send back a message that we just don't get.
Right.
We just aren't understanding.
Right. But at least
So
we can
it's
aim
our
it.
technology.
At least we can aim it right there. You know what I mean? We can aim something back.
It's our technology, but somebody else has used it and responded. So it's not understanding what they sent back.
Stevie, how you feeling on this one?
Yeah, the pattern of every 16 days with a radio signal is very, very odd.
Yeah.
But I always give the analogy of if they landed right on the White House lawn, we would just go about our business. Shouldn't this be bigger news? How many other things from the Tic Tac UFO the Pentagon pretty much declassified and disclosed from 2004, which was 14,
but they don't have an
years
answer
later. What's that?
They don't have an answer for it, so they're not going to cover it.
But they put it out there, so not having an answer for it should free society and go, what is going on? We're not alone. It's like we always thought the ultimate answer to the ultimate question would come, but I think we're hoping for the Zephyr Cochrane moment in Star Trek where the Vulcans literally land, walk out, and have a conversation, which I'm still convinced our idiocracy would just walk right by them because they're looking at the phones. They wouldn't even see the Vulcans.
Right there, we've got our new gimmicks in our eyes, and we don't even. It's not in my purview anymore. You know, when it comes to is it them? I don't I don't know, because as we've covered the footage and the stooge reports from pilots, and then even John McAfee saying, you know, text 50 years ahead to Lazar on Rogan and him explaining that, and then we see this Tic Tac shaped stuff or these big triangles, you know, that are reported everywhere. And then guys like McAfee are saying, we've had this kind of shit. It's just that they're seeing it now. And maybe even the Air Force guys didn't know about the Tic Tac stuff. And now they've got the patents out for them. Not to say it wasn't stolen technology originally from aliens, because now as of last week, the big stooge report that even we're glossing over with Tim Alberino that he gave us is that the mummy skull from Peru is possibly real and was bought by Freemasons and then given to discredited scientists to make that story seem like a hoax, when somebody in the know in his locker room pulled him aside, gave him the Iggy and said, hey, Briz, that shit's more real than you think it is.
Wait, it was an alien skull, or was it the little alien body?
The mummy and whatnot.
The whole body, yeah.
The whole body.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they did the test and then, you know, gave it to some marks in the locker room to make it, you know, the Meltzerized. So that shit is very interesting to me. Now, some of it that may be getting spotted, is our own, but is it of alien origin? I feel like yes. And things like this with all these new super Earths within X amount of light years, I think Sal's right on it, man. This feels human to me. This feels of some intelligence trying to say, who else is out there? Can we get a signal back? Because we've done the same things. It's the same behavior. So
I was going, oh God, I forgot again. What is going on with me tonight?
Oh, man.
Back up and tell me what you were saying in the last part again.
I was going to give you bad news.
Was this the alien mummy of Peru?
Or the mummy of Peru that, yep.
Here's what I was going to say.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of know exactly when, if nothing has gone forward as far as discovered extraterrestrial or non-terrestrial technology, when we went from basically fighter planes to jets, to that kind of propulsion jump, kind of doesn't make any sense. That leap in propulsion technology had to be the
And Germans had it. And
discovery of-
Germans were the ones who were supposedly with the Bell technology that was alien technology as well.
Well, that makes sense because we kind of they seemingly got something they weren't supposed to get. So when we won the war and all them came over, we stole all the technology from them.
Paper. I mean, this is all like kind of from pre-war 1933 when they were doing the Bell Project in there. What's that?
33, you said?
33 is when the Nazis were working on this type of stuff in the Thule Society.
33 and 6. Oh, fuck.
33, 34, some people say, but I say 33. And then all of that goes up to where they apply the rocket science, Werner Braun, for all the V2s and what they were going to do. Obviously, we go over strong for, Hitler escapes to wherever has been covered by Tim Kennedy. And then we're off to the races with NASA. And, who knows with what secret elements and all that stuff that has gotten us to this point, man. But the Stooge Report is out there now, and I think we're getting closer and closer every month, it seems, to some new information. We don't need to cover the meteor that's not really going to hit us. We give them enough show. I was going to give you even worse news, Stevie, that Scooby-Doo has been cited once again at AEW, and also that Louisville is beating Syracuse, so I'm not too happy about that.
I don't know which I don't care about either, but you're the one that gets triggered by Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, Jinkies, it does not make me happy. So I'm going to have to switch over and watch that because I'll be back in the morning with Light the Fuse podcast. Oh, man.
Nice.
Brutal.
Jesus with him.
Brutal. Wait, is that Christ?
Jesus is holding him.
Yeah, because
or is that Cassidy Orange?
Orange Cassidy carried him through the sand. There was only one set of footprints.
There was only one set of footprints. That was me carrying you.
Really? Ruh-roh, Reist.
Ruh-roh.
Let's do it around the horn, man. Quick one as we catched up on your general neutral messaging system and all the headlines that we've been dropping. Appreciate you guys sending them to us. And here are the Conspiracy Horsemen GGP. What title are you defending this weekend?
I don't have a title this weekend. This weekend, though, I will be at the New York Wrestling Connection. They have their annual event, Psycho Circus.
Big event.
Yeah, it's like their WrestleMania. I'm in a tag match. So it's myself and Talon. I forgot who we're wrestling. I think it's the Benson brothers. But it's two stoner white guys. Is not that bad. Anyhow. I'm laughing because Sal's laughing.
Sal thinks it's two short black midgets that they're fighting, man. If you don't know what Benson
that's Webster, dude. That's Webster.
Yeah, but Benson was the guy that is on the show on Webster, so that's what Sal is thinking.
Oh, gotcha. Right.
Was I right on with that, Sal? I could feel it.
Well, I was thinking. I automatically thought of soap, and then fucking Benson.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, GGP. Go ahead.
We'll be wrestling the Benson Briz, and we'll see what happens. It should be a good night. The 28th of February, I am wrestling and defending one of my championships.
All right.
The Alpha Championship Wrestling Heavyweight title against the Man of Steel, Mike Verna. And then on the 7th of March, I'm wrestling Sal's favorite wrestler, Andrew Anderson.
Nice.
The Reinforcer, my favorite fucking paper thing.
Sally, what's going on with you, man?
Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. I am spending my weekends doing very local, quiet shit.
We got that last Horror Junkyard up there, the Valentine's Day special there. That was well received.
And me and Chuck is constantly
Chuckles.
It's amazing the shit he provides as a producer. He keeps wanting to up his game over and over. It's just more work on him, and he just keeps fucking putting it over. So I'm like,
well, if you were a real friend, you'd buy him some contact lenses. But I'm just saying.
Well, again, if somebody could email for them, that would be amazing. But I don't pressure anybody to do that. Aside from that,
that would be weird that the henchman would be calling the shots, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, as the hired goon, we don't.
Gotcha.
Oh, well, you got that new mic. You sound great on the $20 gimmicks, but we got to get the headphones so Chuck can have all this new audio to deal with, man.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I have this. Somebody sent me an amazing microphone in the mail, and I'm just trying to get it to work because not only does it look cool, it looks fucking amazing.
Yeah.
It sounds great.
Well, for 2 hours, he can't even put anything over after that.
I don't know. I don't know if you want me to. Like, look, man, I'm not trying to expose anything. Stevie sent me a wonderful microphone.
Well, let's see the mic.
It's awesome.
Oh, that's the Darth Maul mic you showed us. Yeah.
Yes, the Darth Maul mic. It is fucking amazing, and it sounds great. Ben, we tried it a couple times. I need to get a different.
He needs to get shitty headphones, just like earbuds.
A different set of headphones. Yeah, because every time I plug it in, these. Super.
Oh, that's
super
the one you're plugging into it.
Yeah, the mic on that one takes over, and the new one becomes a slave.
So I just need to get regular headphones without a mic. That way I can use the super cool mic, and I can look as good as GGP does.
Do you still have your AirPods from the iPhone?
Yeah,
you can use those.
Oh, I was trying to bring some, trying to class up my accents. Somebody else got rid of their Snowball, and now everybody has professional setups. And
I didn't get rid of it. It's just right here next to me. That's the Plan B mic now.
I'm just trying to up the game with everybody here because I'm trying to keep up with the Papadons.
Yeah. Listen, your smile brightens us all up, so don't worry about it. The fact that I can make you pop when I see the word Benson.
That's good. That's good. But
real good.
Yeah. Aside from that, like I said, there's. We keep working on things, and we're trying. Stevie is in.
Do you want to know the name of their finishers? The Stacks Attacks. Got him!
Wow!
Got him!
So, like I said, let's move on. So, Stevie, what do you got going on? What are you doing?
Not doing anything. I'll probably be apologizing after I leave the room. She's a good sport, actually. She's doing very well.
When you
I should be done by 8:15, and she's texting like, "Oh, 8:15, huh?" But
you should have told her 8:15 Central Time.
She's
know your role. Go make me a sandwich with it.
He would make me a sandwich if I asked her to.
Does anybody remember that Key and Peele bit when he's? So I was like, "Bitch." I told that woman, I was like, bitch.
I have absolutely nothing going on this weekend. I might actually create a new SRF ad if I can find a place where the return policy is very generous on drones. I'll reshoot that up in Blue Ridge, and I'm also trying to decide what my next computer is going to be because this one here is starting to kind of be a dog.
Didn't you just build one?
No, I didn't build. No, there's a. I tried to build a Hackintosh. It didn't quite work. So
I thought you had it working. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to consult.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Then Mike from Retrosoft Studios sent me a mini PC to test the game out, and that turned out to be defective.
What, the game or the PC?
Well, Retromania Wrestling is out for Steam.
Oh, gotcha.
But he gave me a dev copy, so he's supposed to send an Xbox One so I can do the dev. It's a dev build kit on that. Other than that, next week's going to be PAX East from Thursday to Sunday. I'll be in Boston at PAX East.
Take your vitamin C,
buddy. I played a video game. I'm going to be a playable character in it. You're going to go through story mode, where I send John Morrison to Dr. Black to get tested. It's a real, sort of up and down. It's a roller coaster ride.
Good stuff. And I'm Hacker Hameen. I'll be fighting on the day that time forgot in the beating that lasts forever at Bordertown Pro Wrestling against Mental Joe Pimentel. If he wins, he gets a sandwich so he can get up over 150 pounds. And I pretty much live my life here online at hackerhameen.podbean.com. So come on back tomorrow morning at twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horsemen. Stevie and I will be back here to read all of the terrible wrestling headlines and deal with it the best way we can. And then I'll follow up with Chris Silvio and MSG for your AEW Light the Fuse review. And there'll probably be a couple other shows mixed in. There's no other place to be except for hackerhameen.podbean.com, where all the content's free. Catch our NFO podcast. Check out the Horror Junkyard, Stevie Richards broadcast, all the Locker Room shows, the Right Opinion podcast, Pro Wrestling Reflection, Impact Attack, SmackDown Attack. It's all right here, you guys. You know where to be with the Conspiracy Horsemen, where truth reigns supreme, and you can see it without contact lenses, infidels. YOLO!